Have you ever noticed that people act like drag is this strange, fringe thing, when normal life is already full of costumes? Because this isn't just a hot take. Sociologist Erving Goffman built a whole framework around this in the presentation of self in everyday life. Social life works like a performance. We manage impressions, we dress for roles, we signal who we are before we even speak. So performance isn't fake. I'd argue it's built into everyday life. And philosopher Judith Butler pushes that even further in Gender Trouble. The idea isn't just that we have identities. It's stylized, it's embodied, it's recognized through signals. So a lot of what we call natural is actually something we've learned to perform. And this isn't new. Historically, men wore makeup, wigs. Heels originally came from Persian cavalry, and later became symbols of elite masculinity in Europe. So the idea that masculinity was ever purely natural and untouched by aesthetics doesn't really hold up. And if you think that's just the past, look at the present. We live in a culture of optimization. What people now call looks maxing is all about modifying appearance to fit ideal standards. So performance never disappeared. It just got rebranded as self-improvement. So once you see that, something interesting happens. Some forms of self-modification seem normal, and others feel artificial. A guy getting a hair transplant, someone using testosterone therapy, people wearing shoe lifts. Those aren't the same as every form of identity expression, but they do point to a broader pattern. People constantly modify their bodies and presentation. Hell, I put 5 minutes into this outfit to align with how they want to be seen, or how they want to feel. Psychology helps explain why. The halo effect shows that attractiveness shapes how some judge people. And social identity theory shows that identity is tied to belonging. It affects status, it affects credibility, it affects how seriously people take you. I don't claim to love these ideas, saying that empathy can instead be the great unifier, but stay with me here. Thinkers like Naomi Wolf in The Beauty Myth point out something deeper. Beauty and appearance aren't neutral. They're tied to pressure, power, and status. At the highest levels of power, image is tightly managed. Figures like Taco Trump are known for highly controlled presentation, from grooming and makeup to coordinated aesthetics among his closest advisors. He seems to believe that appearance shapes authority. And what's interesting is, we usually don't call that performance. And this is where drag becomes really interesting, because in spaces like drag or performance art, this dynamic does become visible. Organizations like Mind Your Mind describe drag as a way of exploring identity. And artist Rachel Rampelman puts it simply, getting dressed, whether it's a suit, jeans, or a gown, is already kind of drag. Some forms are just more intentional, more visible. So the issue isn't that people perform identity. We've always done that. The real question is, why do some performances feel societally normal, while we're conditioned to see some as artificial? I think the answer is in the question. Social conditioning is a hell of a drug. Life is drag. Not because all forms are the same. I'm not trying to flatten them all together. And certainly not because all expressions carry the same risk. They don't. But human life is always involved. Presentation and embodied self-making. Some people just make that impossible to ignore.